The question I get asked by far is how I'm paying for all this travel. Last year, I sold some stock that I've been building for about 15 years or so. This year, I'm doing something completely different. So in this video, I'm gonna break it down into 3 parts. The first being the strategy, the risk, and then how I got here. By the end of it, you'll see how it all works together, and I'll also include some things that I've learned along the way. Let's get into it. All right, to get right into it, I'm funding this year with debt. I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. I actually learned this from a Japanese businessman while on the train to Sapporo and saw me editing. I told him I sold some stock and he said, never sell the tree if you can borrow from the fruit. I'm just kidding, he didn't say that. But what he did say is like, no, do this instead. So here's the idea. It's called a pledge asset line. I borrow money using my stocks as collateral instead of selling them. I pay interest on what I borrow, but my investments are still growing. Think of it like a tree. The tree is my portfolio, the fruit is my dividend. You can cut down and sell the tree and lose the fruit forever, or you can keep the tree alive and let the fruit help cover the cost. Those dividends generate an income quarterly, and that income helps offset the interest I'm paying and a little bit of the principal. And the best part is that the underlying investments keep compounding as the market grows. There's also no limit on the loan, which is super unique. The only exception is I can't use that cash to buy more stock. Now, the obvious question is, what if the market crashes? Let's zoom out. These are the last 4 big stock market crashes. So clearly, big drops happen. I'm borrowing about 15% of my portfolio's value that I put up for collateral. That's intentional because in a severe historical crash, the market could get cut in half and I'd still be well below the level that forces the bank to sell my investments to cover their loss. And the best part is that dividends continue to pay the interest even during the downturns. The risk clearly exists, but it doesn't exactly mean that there will be a liquidation of all my assets by the bank. But how did I get here? And let's get into a little bit of what you can do as well. Let's do it! Camera bag time. So for 15 years, I automated parts of my paycheck to go to a separate bank account. The idea is out of sight, out of mind. I started doing that because 3 of the companies that I worked for had employee stock purchasing plans where I was able to buy stock at a discount. That allowed me to learn how to save. None of this works without the boring part, which is I downsized my living from like 2021 on. And now I'm in my parents' guest room. I've taken over. This is kind of my home base in between travels. Just having less expenses, less things, I had less stress. But let's talk about skills and habits. For years, I've been cutting my hair. And I learned to cut my hair because I was trying to save money. I saved about $1,000 a year. But think about it this way. $1,000 a year. If I were to invest that 15 years ago, every single year, that $15,000 today would be around $32,000. That's $17K just from letting time do its thing. So once I had kind of a base and stability, and I started investing in ETFs. ETFs are just buckets of a bunch of different types of stocks. So rather than investing in one company, you're investing in multiple companies at once. These are some that I've invested in the past. Each of them have had their own job. But yeah, I almost forgot you guys. Let me know if you learned something new, and I'll see y'all in the Philippines.